Jake walks onto a car lot on a Saturday morning and the picture in his head is completely clear. The dealer owns all these cars, bought them at wholesale, sells them at retail, pockets the difference, drives home in a different luxury vehicle every week, local car dealer, richest guy in town, the guy in the loud television commercial pointing at cars and shouting about deals. Jake has bought 3 cars in his life, and every time, he has left the dealership feeling like the dealer made more money on the transaction than Jake did. And he has always assumed he was right. Today, I'm going to show him exactly how right he is. And exactly how wrong he is? Simultaneously, because the economics of owning a car dealership are one of the most misunderstood business models in America, and the place where the dealer is actually making money is almost certainly not where Jake thinks it is. The new car illusion. Here's the first thing that most car buyers never know. The profit on a new car sale, the front end gross profit, is almost nothing. On a $35,000 new car, the dealer might make between $300 and $1,500 in front-end gross profit after paying the manufacturer, the interest on the floor plan loan, the salesperson's commission, the advertising cost allocated to that sale, and the overhead cost of the building. A dealer who sells 100 new cars per month and makes an average of $1,000 per vehicle is generating $100,000 in front-end gross profit from 100 car sales and paying approximately $80,000 in direct costs to generate it, leaving $20,000 of net profit from new car sales. On 100 transactions, $200 per car, $200 on a $35,000 purchase. The floor plan secret. Here's the piece of car dealership economics that most buyers never think about. The cars on the lot do not belong to the dealer. The dealer borrowed them through a financing arrangement called floor plan financing. The manufacturer ships the cars to the dealership, and a bank lends the dealership the money to pay for them at an interest rate that accrues every single day the car sits on the lot, which means that every morning the dealer walks onto the lot. Every car that did not sell yesterday cost the dealer money. This creates a structural urgency to move inventory that explains almost every sales pressure tactic Jake has ever experienced. The dealer who gives Jake a deal at the end of the month is not being generous. They are managing their floor plan interest cost. The manufacturer incentive game. Here is where new car economics become genuinely complex. Manufacturers do not just pay dealers a wholesale price for moving their vehicles. They run elaborate incentive programs called stair-step incentives, where the dealer receives a significant bonus payment for hitting specific monthly sales targets. A dealer who sells 48 cars in a month might receive no bonus. A dealer who sells 50 cars receives a bonus of $150,000, which means that on the last day of the month, when Jake walks into the dealership and the salesperson seems unusually motivated to close, it is because selling Jake's car might be the difference between a $0 bonus month and a $150,000 bonus month. The used car operation. If new car sales generate almost no margin, and the money is in bonuses for hitting targets, where is the consistent profitability in a car dealership? It is in used cars. A dealer who takes Jake's trade-in, appraises it at $18,000, and sells it 30 days later for $23,000, has generated $5,000 in gross profit on a transaction that required no floor plan interest, no manufacturer relationship, no stair-step incentive complexity, just buy low and sell high. And the dealer knows something Jake does not know, because the dealer has access to auction data, market data, reconditioning cost estimates, and decades of pricing expertise that tells them exactly what Jake's car is worth and exactly what they can sell it for. The F&I office, and here's where the real money is. The finance and insurance office, the small room Jake enters after agreeing on a price to sign the paperwork, is the most profitable square footage in the entire dealership. The finance manager who greets Jake in that room is not there to process paperwork. They are there to sell Jake products that Jake did not know he needed when he walked onto the lot. The extended warranty that the finance manager presents as essential costs the dealership between $300 and $500 to buy from the warranty company, and is sold to Jake for between $1,500 and $3,000. The gap insurance that protects Jake if his car is totaled and he owes more than it is worth costs the dealer $40 to $80 and is sold to Jake for $500 to $800. The tire and wheel protection, the paint sealant, the fabric protection. Each one costs the dealer a fraction of what Jake pays. And the finance manager who sells Jake 3 of these products on a $40,000 car purchase has generated more profit for the dealership in 45 minutes than the salesperson generated from 2 days of negotiating the car price. The financing markup. Here's the final layer of F&I economics that most buyers never discover. When the finance manager tells Jake that he has been approved for financing at 6.9%, that may not be the rate the bank actually approved Jake for. Banks communicate two rates to dealers: the buy rate, which is the actual rate the bank will accept, and the contract rate, which is the maximum rate the dealer can charge the customer, and the dealer keeps the difference between the two rates, spread across the life of the loan, as additional profit. If Jake's buy rate is 5.4% and the dealer sells him financing at 6.9% on a $40,000 loan over 60 months, the dealer pockets approximately $1,800 in financing markup that Jake never saw negotiated and never knew existed: the service department. Here's the part of dealership economics that most customers experience regularly but almost never think about financially. The service department is often 50% or more of a dealership's total profit. A dealer who charges $170 per hour for labor and pays the technician performing the work $40 per hour is generating a $130 margin per labor hour before the markup on parts, which typically runs between 40 and 80% above the dealer's cost. Jake brings his car in for an oil change that costs him $89. The dealer paid approximately $12 for the oil and filter, and the technician spent 20 minutes performing the service. The total cost to the dealer is approximately $25, and the margin on that single oil change is $64. Multiply that across dozens of service bays operating at capacity, and the service department generates more consistent and higher margin revenue than all the car sales on the lot combined. Here is what the complete economics of a car dealership actually look like. New car sales generate almost no margin, but trigger manufacturer bonuses that can total millions per year. Used car sales generate consistent margin on each transaction. The finance and insurance office generates the highest margin per transaction in the building, and the service department generates the most reliable and highest margin revenue stream of all. And the dealer Jake imagines, counting money in a leather chair from car sales, is actually counting money from warranty extensions, financing rate markups, oil change margins, and manufacturer bonus checks that arrive because Jake and 99 other customers bought cars last month. The car on the windshield is not the product. Jake is the product, and the dealership is the system that extracts value from Jake at every stage of the transaction. From the moment he drives onto the lot to the moment the service department changes the oil in the car he just bought, you have been decoded. If this video made you think about your next car purchase completely differently, subscribe to Money Decoder 3004 every single week. We decode the economics of the familiar places and transactions that most Americans never fully understand. Simply, honestly, and clearly. Drop a comment below. Have you ever felt like the finance office was selling you something you did not need? Tell me your story. I read every single comment, and I will see you in the next decode.